All right, good morning, everyone. It is a quarter to 11 on the 28th of May, 2021, and today I get to do a negative $24 recap. Uh, Yay. So I did a better job of trading VTNR today. I'll go over it. CRM was pretty much flat, although I traded it twice. The first trade that I took on it here, if you add up positive, it was break even. And then I traded it again for a 6 cent gain, which is, it is what it is. And then the SPY today, I didn't trade it very well because I wasn't paying close attention to my indicators, and just decided to trade really based on a bullish bias on the SPY, and that's what I get. So that's almost negative $100 today. Could have been, another small up day, another roughly $75 up day if I just stayed away from the SPY, but I had a bullish bias on it. So let's go over it. Okay, so CRM, we'll start with CRM. CRM, I have this level at $239.60 on CRM, and it represents the bottom of this breakup candle right here. Right here, that guy right there. And the reason that I was interested in that breakup candle is this thing, it was bullish. I was expecting, okay, so first of all, actually, I should say that I didn't stick to my strategy at all. My entries on CRM were down here at 234 and 232, and I had 200 shares programmed in pre-market for CRM to sell off, take profits, and then start moving. Which it didn't come anywhere near my levels. So it opened up, it ran up. This is the 10-minute. Let me go to the 1 minute. It's a little bit easier to see. So it opened here at 239, and then ran up to as high as 243, and then started to come back down. And so after it came actually all the way back down past its open, and started to move back up, I started looking at the bottom of this breakdown candle as an entry. And actually, if I just held on to the shares, then I probably would have been able to book some more gains on that trade, but that's not how my strategy works. And so I took 200 shares at this entry right here at 239.60. I think it was a little bit higher than that. And it started to move. It actually moved up almost $1. A 1% move would have been $2.43 or $2.40 roughly. And so it started to move up, and then it came down, and then just before it went negative on me. Actually, I had an order in for the same price that I bought it. I had an order ready to go for the same price that I bought it, and it started dipping back down below my entry price. And so I clicked out of it at exactly the same price that I clicked into it. And so it was a break-even trade, totally break-even. Now you can see here on this pivot right here, this was actually a pretty nice pivot for some upside gain there. But I wasn't paying attention at that point. I think I was watching the SPY at that point, and I'll go over that in a minute, which is my SPY trades today were just absolutely ridiculous. There was no reason for me to be trading the SPY. I didn't have any real indicator. I was just really basically going on a bullish bias, which, you got to have your systems. You got to have your strategy. You got to know your entries and your exits and why every time. And today, I just chose to enter into the SPY on some long calls. Let's go over VTNR here real quick. So VTNR, the first trade that I took on VTNR was basically break even on. I got into a 200 share position for the break of its opening candle right here. So this is the 1 minute candle. And I got into 200 shares there at $6.09. The break of 608 was what I was looking for. And I was anticipating, so these levels, this you can see this $6.74 level. Let me hide the 608 here real quick. Yeah, okay. So I put these levels on it yesterday from its last run up. And so I was like, okay, you know, these are the levels that I'm looking at for it to break and hold, or you know, get rejected at, so on and so on. And so in the morning, in the first trade that I took on it, after it broke its opening price, and I was just kind of kicking back, waiting for it to run all the way back up to 674, for it to blast up to 674. Now, this stock has a higher float than what I usually trade as momentum, and so it's not going to really follow momentum, the momentum strategy, the same way that a low float stock that has, like, say, a 10 million share float would trade. And so I was somewhat expecting a grind, but I was not anticipating like a significant drop, or I was certainly not anticipating it dropping below my entry price again. I was looking for this thing to just move up and keep going until you know, the 674 target price was hit. And so on this trade right here, I got in at 609 and I got out at like 609.5. So on 200 shares, I made $4, which is a half a penny per share profit. If I were a quant and I were trading millions of shares a day, then that would be okay. I'm not a quant. I'm only trading a few hundred shares a day. Sometimes when the market's much hotter, I'll start trading thousands. Well, okay, so then later on, it just out of the blue, and this is kind of the way the stock behaved yesterday as well. Let me go to yesterday's chart. And you can see yesterday it would just start running, kind of like out of nowhere. This thing would just start running. And so I didn't trade it very well yesterday. I made $14 on it yesterday. Today I did manage to make, let's see, $4 plus 31 is 35 plus 21.76 plus 10 is 86. I'm only traded a little bit better today. But anyway, so it ran up. It hit 674 right here, the high, yeah, 674, which is the level that I'd marked on it from yesterday. I was like, okay, well, so it started to consolidate, and it started to put in this bull flag right here. Right there. And so I started averaging in, and I actually averaged in to 300 shares at the same price, at $6.58. It's a coincidence. I had 660 in my trade window, but every time I hit buy, looking for this breakout right here, every time I hit buy, it filled me at $6.58. So it broke, and I got the break above 674. I got a 21-cent gain on those 300 shares. A 21-cent gain on those 300 shares. I was like, okay, I got 20 cents on it. And the next thing that I was anticipating, I was like, okay, so now let's see if it can break above, retest, and keep moving. So I took profits on this one, and watched it for a continuation move, which it didn't make. So fortunately, I'm got out of it profitably, and I didn't hang on to it with, hopes that it would keep going higher after it took this gigantic tumble right here. Good entry, good exit. That was a good trade. Obviously not the most profitable. I mean, a $60 trade is kind of like, whoop-de-doo, but it is what it is. So then on the SPY, I don't even know if I can explain what I was thinking on the SPY here. Originally, I intended to, so the VIX is low, it's below the gap. I have a bull, and that gives me, I'm bullish for that very reason, that it is back below the gap again. However, I intended to use the add, which is the advanced decline line, to time my trade. And whatever happened while I decided that, I was going to use the add to time my trade along with, so here's the add going into its oversold, and it's just coming out of oversold here right now on the add. So there's probably a trade there on the SPY now. But for whatever reason at the time, I was like, okay, I thought to myself while I was trading, and this is the 5 minute. Let me put it on the 1 minute. So, yeah, I think it was right here. No. It was right here. I got in basically at the top of this move right here. And I was like, okay, I'm anticipating the break over the open. And here's the open right here at 420.96 was the open before 420.97. And so I got into it like, I don't know, just underneath of the open. And I was like, all right, it's on its way. I'm biased the bull here, and it just didn't work out. And so before it totally tumbled here down to all the way down to 420.36, I did manage to cap that first trade at a $56 loss. And so then I gave it a second try here at the break of the open right here, and it shook me off again. And so before that turned into a major loss, I dumped it at $41.61. But if you look, my indicators weren't lined up, and I have no idea why I chose to, instead of doing what I usually do on the SPY, which works a lot, I chose to get in where relative strength was not at all giving me a signal to buy or to sell. You can see down here, this is telling me nothing. Corresponding, let's see, that's roughly 10 o'clock. And corresponding to that was this, let's see, let's find 10, yeah, right here. Nothing, just telling me nothing. The add at 10 o'clock, let's find the add at 10 o'clock. Yeah, right here. This is the add at 10 o'clock. That's the relative strength on the add at 10 o'clock. Nothing. No clear signal there, just in the middle. And I just decided to try and get involved in order to be super smart and make some money where, I thought that there was going to be a bounce on the SPY. Same thing with the VIX. The VIX is just sort of muddling around here. Let's find 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock on the VIX. Nothing. No signal. No clear signal. Paul just thought that he was going to be super smart today. And, well, when I don't trade according to my strategy and according to my system, I get these results, So today, I can, a negative $24 recap on, it's not a great way to go to the weekend, but I can handle a negative $24 recap. No big deal. Let's see here real quick. Sorry about the pause. Okay. So then let's see what else was going on. The CRM, I tried trading. Yeah, no, didn't work. BYND, I didn't try to trade it. And finally today it's coming down close to a level that I'd marked, but didn't hit its level, and so I'm not, getting involved. AMC, this is a short squeeze play. I imagine GME is doing the same thing. I didn't see an entry on AMC that had a pretty good run at the open. Buy the dip at the open, 31 to 36. I mean, that's a nice run, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. I'm really not all that interested in AMC or GameStop. And see if GameStop looks similar. Nah, GameStop doesn't really look that similar. But yeah, I'm not really interested in the short squeeze plays. Kind of just leave them alone. They're super crowded. Let's see, AMC. And these signals now, actually, it would have been okay to get into this after it opened right here. Once it breaks its opening 1 minute candle, you can usually get in on a trade there, but I just didn't. I passed it up. I was paying attention to other things. All right, so for the rest of the day here, I mean, it's possible the SPY could rally from here to the end of the day. I mean, it is Friday. There's on a, and I went over this on the pre-market strategy session, the morning strategy session. Fridays that end. So here, let me pull up the calendar. It'll be easier to explain with a visual. So today is the last trading day of the month, and it's not the last day of the month. There's no trading on the 31st. So today, anytime there's a Friday that's the last trading day of the month and it's not the last day of the month, there's a 60% chance that the S&P will be red. Anytime you can get a tilt, anytime you can get the odds even slightly in your favor, it's really worth paying attention to. The other 40% of the time that the S&P closes on a day that's a Friday that's not the last day of the month, the S&P has a significantly higher close. So, what happens between 9:30 and 10:30, is it's usually pretty clear by about 10 o'clock. And with my strategy, my indicators anyway, I shouldn't have been entering into a trade on the SPY anyway. However, if the S&P is going to roll over, it's going to be after 12:30, and that's when you'll get the most significant downside. And same is true for the significant upside. It's after 12:30 on the Friday of the last trading day of the month. It's not the last day of the month. Now, April's a good example. April the 30th was the last trading day of the month, and it was on a Friday. Those are the two criteria. But it's not the last day of the month. Now, this is 50-50. The April 30th was a 50-50. Is it going to be up or is it going to be down? There's the odds. On when it's the last trading day of the month and it's the last day of the month and it's on a Friday, it's 50-50. On a day like today, it's 60-40, 60% downside, 60% odds of being to the downside, 40% odds of it being a significantly higher close on the upside. So, all right, I'm going to call it a day here. I'd love to sit here and trade, but statistically speaking, I do not trade well after 10:30, or I should say, my greatest probability of having a profitable day occurs when I trade between 9:30 and 10:30 and 2:30 in the close. And since I now have a kindergartner that I pick up at 2:30 every day. I don't trade the close very often, which is kind of unfortunate because the 2:30 to 4 o'clock, 2:30 to close is a pretty good time to be trading, especially when things are bullish. The pros close, and the market in general. I mean, let's take a look at the SPY here. Let's historically speaking, I'm going to put it on the weekly. That's bullish. So, there are a lot of opportunities, to make money on the long side, and when it's bearish, it's obviously bearish, and there are a lot of opportunities to make money to the downside. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to call it a day here. Good luck out there, everybody. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you on Tuesday morning's strategy session. I am out.